The three central themes of this immortal poem, love, light, and life, arise from the symphonic vision of God in all things, and of all things in God.
Aggregate what they can do with the Genius team, effects, and we talk about
Greetings and welcome back to my channel. My name is Brett and I'm glad you're here. On this channel we discuss books. I discuss the books that I have read. I discuss books that I plan to read at some point that I pick up from book hauls. And I discuss books that once belonged to dead people. Specifically, Thomas Tversky. Marcella Zaridi writes, I found a family on the internet. I'm glad you found a family and I'm glad you're here. Thank you for your comment. Variz5112 writes, I came across a book I plan to read soon called The Shadow Speaker by Nnedi Okorafor about an African sorceress. Looks super good. Let me know what you think of that book. I would appreciate it. TaraCoin7639 writes, I'm going to have to check out this book. She's referring to Mitch Albom's The Little Liar. Very good novel. I really enjoyed it, and I think if you read it, you're going to enjoy it too. Follow-up question, what is your favorite genre of books? I like historical fiction because it connects me to history. That's very, very important to me. I mean, modern fiction is okay, but historical fiction, I just enjoy the stories more. Batman Ultra 7 writes, Dead Man's Library is such an awesome title. Oh man, smells like 1966. Indeed, thank you very much for that. I don't know why, but I wrestle with Dead Man. I just do. It's just personal, I guess. But smells like 1966, absolutely. Especially the sci-fi novels are dated around there or earlier, and yeah, and they do smell like 1966. In fact, my whole apartment smells that way. Thank you again for the comment. I really appreciate it. Hey, Angie Das, super fan. Thank you for the donation. It says thanks. I just found your space exciting to see your thoughts and ideas about different books. Thank you very much. I hope that you enjoy my videos. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much. Lucky Exchange writes, love this new series and looking forward to adding more books to my reading list. This was in response to the videos regarding the African American authors that I own. Those books are back here. I did the first video. I'm actually going to shoot another video after I shoot this one and hopefully have that up in the next couple of days. Thank you very much for your comment. Check this one out. Bonita2873 writes, you just solved a plot point in the book I am writing. Well, thank you very much. I would love to know what that book is about. You get it published, I'll buy a copy and do a review of it. So let's talk about that. I appreciate you. 5 for 12, I love the story. Thank you very much. Book it, Brett. Hey. Right. Love this. Impressive to see Albert French in your collection and tickled to see Video Vixen. Look, I have no idea where I got that Video Vixen from. I am 100% sure that I didn't pay any money for it. That I know, but it's in my collection. And Albert French, if you watch my videos, you know that Albert French is one of my favorites. I have all but one. It's called Cinder. That's the only Albert French novel that I do not own. I'm currently waiting to read Patches of Fire. You know, once I finish Patches of Fire, I'm going to go on a deep dive for the novel Cinder. I'm just taking my time. The thing I like about Albert French, I don't want to get all into it right now, but I like Albert French because it reminds me of the way he writes. It reminds me of being told a story by your grandfather. That's why I enjoy Albert French novels. And, you know, my grandfather never told me a story, so he's just like, that's just the way it is. You know, I really enjoy his writing, and that's how it makes me feel when I read his novels. I wish he had more, you know, but that's just the way it is, I guess. Thank you, Bucket Bread. I appreciate you. If I'm squinting, it's because I broke my glasses and I have to use these backup glasses, and the protective coating is gone off of them. And I tell you what, these glasses Lacoste were way too expensive. I had to go to the eye doctor because my prescriptions changed and just having trouble reading, especially. It started when I read Story of O. For some reason, the text just took so long to read because I could not just zero in on the text. So I have new glasses coming next week. I think they're really cool. You know, it'll be interesting when you guys see it. Let me know what you think of my glasses when you see them. And look, it'll be interesting. Wendy4327 writes, I just got Rita Dove's playlist for the apocalypse today. You have to tell me what that's about. I appreciate you, as always. Jambroski writes 2 days ago. This is at the 12-minute 52-second of my last video. This is very interesting to hear NPR and only knowing them for Tiny Desk. Then hearing them doing something like this is pretty cool. Where can I find this information or story? I got that information directly from the book. This is the book we're referring to. It's Live from Death Row, Mumia Abu-Jamal. And the introduction was written by John Edgar Wideman. Let me put on these glasses. The glasses that I picked up literally like half a month's rent. So I wasn't too pleased. But, you know, it's no one's fault. It's just my eyes. Okay, it was telling the story of Mumia Abu-Jamal. And he says, last year his scheduled commentaries for NPR's All Things Considered, which I still watch now, caused such controversy. Many believe that NPR was giving a monster a soapbox, that they were abruptly canceled. Really powerful book if you can get a hold of it. This is one book that I know that I got a first edition of. Rachel H6330. Hi from Dublin, Ireland. I just want to say I really like your channel and I'm glad I found it. You have such a calming voice and I like how kind-hearted and respectful you are when you speak about Mr. Telersky. I'm loving this series. I hope you get the opportunity to acquire some more collections. I love to see the series continue. You and me both. Also, you have a lovely, calming reading voice. Is it possible for you to do a series of you reading some books out loud? Maybe 2 or 3 chapters per video? I have no idea if videos like that are permitted on YouTube due to copyright, but if they are, I think you would be really good at it. Best wishes from Ireland. I appreciate you. Unfortunately, YouTube will not allow me to do that. That would result in copyright strikes and wouldn't be good for the channel. I really appreciate your comment. Best wishes from Illinois. Okay, I had to read them. This was hilarious. Tiana Washington, 8869. Hey. I am cracking up. I want my books back. I felt that down in my soul, OMG. That was in response to a comment that I made regarding my ex holding my books hostage. And they're very important books, and if you're watching, which you're probably not, I still want my books back. I really do. I mean, do I have to buy them? Would you settle for some flowers and a card, you know, thank you card, you know? Giant Salsa 3977. Somebody else, wait a minute. YRMW1983 writes, in quotes, I want my books back. Some really good books too. You're definitely not getting them back. I know I'm not getting them back, but I do want them. I enjoy this a whole lot, by the way. Giant Salsa 3977 writes, $40 for 270 books. Brother, you were blessed. Absolutely. I feel the same way. Blessed to have the collection. So blessed to, and they've given me a lot more than I've put out. I put out $40 and it's done a lot for my channel, and it's done a lot for me, for my reading journey, for my channel, helping me just really find direction on YouTube, and it just gives me It's just a purpose. Gives me a real purpose. I can see, and I can also touch. So, I'm getting all, yeah. But I really did. I really did get a lot from the Mr. Tillersky's book collection. So, yeah, don't say that, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. And I gotta take a second. Right? Okay, so that's it. I'm not gonna read any more comments today. I'm gonna do another video. I'm actually a video behind. I've shot another video responding to comments, and I just keep getting comments. So if I don't get to your comment, I'm sorry. I try my best. I do shoot as often as I can. I was under the weather last week, so I really just didn't get an opportunity to shoot like that. And between being under the weather and breaking my glasses, it's been a little rough on them, brother. Yeah. But anyway, I appreciate you all. I love you all. Let's get into episode 8 of the Dead Man's Book Collection and see what we have. These are the books from that collection, and I'll save that for later in the video. Okay. First book is the Bhagavad Gita. I'm trying to see if I can do this without these glasses because they are terrible. No, I can't. Okay. Just bear with me, guys. I have new glasses on the way. Sanskrit literature can boast some of the most beautiful and profoundly moving works of all times. The songs of the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and many others. It is essentially a romantic literature, interwoven with idealism and practical wisdom, expressing a passionate longing for spiritual vision. The 18 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita, 500 BC, encompass the whole great struggle of the human soul. The 3 central themes of this immortal poem, love, light, and life, arise from the symphonic vision of God in all things, and of all things in God. Okay, this had, it says Lazarus, Central Ohio. I looked up Lazarus in Central Ohio, and it was nothing more than a building. And this, I couldn't tell what it is. It had a date on it. It said February 4th, but there was nothing to indicate what it was. It has a number. It says register. So I was thinking maybe it was a parking pass for the Lazarus building in Ohio, which I did look up. So that's what I think that is. Martha Grimes, I am the only running footman. Martha Grimes, I am the only running footman. The body of a blonde shopgirl lies on the cold cobbles not far from a fashionable Mayfair pub called I Am the Only Running Footman. She's been strangled with her own scarf, and that peculiarly reminds Scotland Yard's Richard Jury of an unsolved murder in Devon, where the irascible local constable Brian Mulcahy presides. Mulcahy is convinced the 2 deaths are connected. Jury has nothing to tie them together but the fatal scarves, until he visits the stately home of his only suspect, David Mayer. And there, amid marbled halls and venerable portraits, he finds a thread of tragedy that may lead him to yet another victim, and her killer. It's a relatively short novel, 314 pages. This is a good novel. I could see myself reading a novel like this in the evening. Martha Grimes is England. It's interesting. This copy, October 1987, reprint. Lake Wobogan Days by Garrison Keillor. We found something. She's very long-winded. Sometimes you just have to say that you've got to go. Huh. You see how meticulous? She is underlined very long-winded. Sometimes you just have to say that you've got to go. She's very long-winded. Sometimes you just have to say that you have to go. On the back, it says trisodium phosphate, wall wash, strip ease, wallpaper steam off. That's interesting. Kind of makes me wonder, perhaps trisodium phosphate wall wash kind of makes me wonder he was perhaps moving into his own place and had some hideous wallpaper on the wall that he's trying to remove. You know, we can't know, but to leave a little kind of actually very thoughtful note it's very cool. Very long-winded. Sometimes you just have to say that you've got to go. Very polite. I'm going to put this back in here. I don't see anything else. In a book that is destined to become an American classic, Garrison Keillor tells the story of Lake Wobegon, Minnesota, population 942. With almost utter honesty, he chronicles the town's history, explains its traditions, include the living flag and the Sons of Canute ice melt contests, and gives a complete scoop on all the local celebrities. From Ralph of Ralph's Pretty Good Grocery to Dorothy of the Chatterbox Cafe. Filled with warmth and humor, sadness and tenderness, songs and poems, Lake Wobegon Days is an unforgettable portrait of a small town American life, of why we are what we are and why smart doesn't count for much. Marion Zimmer Bradley, Shara's Exile. It's a Darkover novel. Marion Zimmer Bradley, I have so many novels by this author. Let me see what we got here. Yeah, this one. This one's definitely the addict. Definitely up in the attic somewhere. This is from B. Dalton's because they're always from B. Dalton. And this was purchased June 9th, 1986. Like all previous Darkover novels, this story is complete in itself and does not depend on knowledge of any other. More than any other Darkover book, however, this one was written by popular demand. First printing October 1981. Shara's Exile. The most dangerous matrix on all Darkover was the legendary Shara, embodied in the image of a chained woman wreathed in flames. It was the last remaining weapon of the Age of Chaos that had almost destroyed civilization on the planet of the Bloody Sun. The Shara had been exiled off-planet among the far stars of the Tehran Empire in the custody of the Lu Altan, until he found himself called back to the home world to contest his rights. But once the Shara was back, the flaming image spread far and wide and set in motion events that were to change the land, the domains, and the future of Darkover forever. Well, Walt, what do you have to say? Walt is our resident sci-fi person. He's really good. He kind of, he just works with the channel. He helps us. For those who don't know much about sci-fi, he has a lot of recommendations. He kind of explains some things. When it comes to things like this, he'll be like, yeah, I know that author. He'll jump in a lot and respond to questions. And sometimes I'll get a question about a sci-fi novel and I'm just like, Walt? Take care of that. So I appreciate you all. And I did see your comment when you're going to get to the sci-fi novels, but stick around because I got something for you. The Infernal Glass. Wow. The Towering Inferno by Thomas Scorsha and Frank Robinson. This is a little disturbing. Does it remind you of anything? If it doesn't, I won't say, but it kind of puts me in the mind of the Twin Towers, you know. Less leak, leer, sleek, sear, seek, keel, real, rex, crek. Okay, it says reckless. It looks like I don't really know what this is called, but it took me a second. But if you look at it, it says reckless and it's the underline. And under there he is making words. That's actually reminds me of an app that I have on my tablet called Zenword. Just reminds me of it a little bit, but yeah. This is actually pretty brilliant. I've never seen anyone do this just like on paper, of course, because this is very, very old. But isn't that amazing how you just find a word? And he has the 22 to 25. I wonder if that in the corner it says 22 to 25. And I wonder if that suggests how many words that you should be able to find. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's numbered on that side. So if anybody who really knows, is this something that they used to do back in the day, kind of thing? I did notice that Mr. Tversky has a solitaire book, so he definitely likes games to some degree. This is the old book. It says pocket book, so pocket edition was 1974. Let's read this because this kind of I'll let you see the back cover too. What does that remind you of? It says the Glass Inferno. Wow. It burst into flames without warning. An incendiary death trap claiming victims as powerless against the blaze as the firefighters 66 stories below. Their emotions laid bare. Hundreds cringed or found new courage. Millionaires, criminals, lovers, children, in a reign of raw panic from which few or none would escape. Isn't it funny how these old sci-fi novels seem to foretell things that are going to happen in the future? Is it just me? Am I imagining that? But it does remind me of the 9/11. Okay, here's another one by Marion Zimmer Bradley called Swords of Chaos with the Friends of Darkover. This is another Darkover novel. Okay, so this novel was published in March 16th, 1987. Should be $2.95. No, it was $3.50. Okay, so it's a little bit more expensive. Okay. B. Dalton Booksellers in Chicago. Darkover, the planet of the bloody sun, is one of the great triumphs of the imagination. Its people, its sciences, human and non-human, have been brought to life, and its legendary has the ring of authentic folklore compared only to the depths and complexity of the work of Tolkien and Frank Herbert. Tolkien, J.R.R. Tolkien, which is The Hobbit, And Frank Herbert, which is Dune. Funny that you mentioned Frank Herbert, Walt, because, okay, if we move these, which are the other three, these books right here are all by one author, and his name is Frank Herbert. He did the Dune books. So what I did was I went through and I pulled out all of the books that were Frank Herbert's so that I can do a video on them. So yeah, I am getting to the sci-fi Walt. It's another one by Marion Zimmer Bradley called Hawk Mistress. This is another Darkover novel. I just snatched these off, by the way. I just snatched these books off out of the pile of yet to be discussed and yet to be vetted. 3/14/1986. Should be $350, right? $395. Man, what's going on with these prices? Prices going up. Hawk Mistress. She had rejected her noble birthright and embraced the freedom only a man could claim. She was Romilly, who lived among the beasts of hill and forest and communicated with them, who tried humanity and turned it down for its evils and jealousies. She had the McCarran gift, the rare Laran that conferred mastery over hawk and horse. There was war in the lands of Darkover, for this was the age of the 100 Kingdoms, when usurpers took the throne, and the true king wandered in disguise with the price on his head. Romilly wanted none of all this, but there were those who shared her talents, the men and women of the towers, and for them, Romilly was the key. Whether male-garbed or beast-minded, she was also human, and duty to her own true kind pointed her to the ultimate decision. Hawk Mistress. Darkover series. Marion Zimmer Bradley, The Heritage of Hastur. It's another Darkover novel. Another Darkover novel by Marion Zimmer Bradley. This was purchased March 3rd, 86. No name in it. Writing on it, it says The Epic of Darkover, described as Bradley's best novel, The Heritage of Hastur, longest and most intricate of the Darkover books. The Heritage of Hastur, described as Bradley's best novel by Locus. The Heritage of Hastur, longest and most intricate of the Darkover books, is a brilliant epic of the pivotal event in the strange love-hate relationship between the Terran worlds and the semi-alien offspring of forgotten peoples. This is the novel of the Hastur tradition and of the showdown between those who would bargain away their world for the glories of starborn science and those who would preserve the special matrix power that was at once the prize and the burden of ruddy-stunned Darkover. This one seems familiar. Tower of Glass by Robert Silverberg. It's written by Robert Silverberg. Simeon Krug's obsession was to see a tower built 1 kilometer high that would reach out to answer the voice from space. The androids were his tools and he was their god. It says the finest science fiction novel of the year. What year are we talking about, pal? This was published in 1971. Spanish Conversational Review Grammar. This is a school book. Spanish Conversational Review Grammar, second edition, second semester. So I looked in here and I do see a bunch of writing. It says Section 13, Room 231, second semester, which of course indicates a college book to me. More notes, oral exam, 425, number 2 pencil. My guess is that this was a college book. How old is this book anyway? .1964, yeah. portions of 1960. So this is a Spanish, conversational Spanish book. Okay, so that's it for this video. I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate you all. I love the comments. Keep the comments rolling and I'll answer them as many as I can, as often as I can. I'll see you in the next video. Love you guys. Peace.
Aggregate what they can do with the Geeks team effects. And you talk about the, like,